Hello friends, welcome back to the farm.
Today we're going to take you on a tour of our 1840 farmhouse.
If you're new to our channel, my name is Don and this is my wife Brenda. About 5 years ago we bought this 42-acre farm and we've been working very hard. In fact, we did a video about a month ago that shows everything we've done outside of the farmhouse.
And today we're going to take you inside and show you everything we've done to our 200-year-old farmhouse. It's beautiful. Before we head inside, I want to talk about one of our favorite places in the house, and that's this big front porch. We love it out here. We spend a lot of time out here.
One of the blessings of it is that it faces east. So in the evening, we're always in the shade, and it's just comfortable and beautiful out here, and there's usually a nice breeze.
And when we first bought the place, there was no railing around the porch. It was basically just a slab of concrete. So we added the railing, that beautified it up a little bit, gave it some charm, and added some furniture.
So we moved in from a suburban home, and some of my initial thoughts about renovating the house and the porch were not spot on. In fact, I wanted to put a wood decking down on the porch, and it turns out that wasn't a good idea.
Nah, it's very nice being concrete with a few rugs here and there.
Yeah, and we've had fun finding a few pieces on the Facebook Marketplace to add and to make it comfortable.
Yeah, we love it out here in the summer, spring, fall, and even the winter if it's not too cold. All right, welcome to our farmhouse. And one of the first things you see as you walk in the door is the stairway leading to the upstairs. And we put a lot of work into that. When we first bought it, it was just a carpeted staircase with not great carpet. We tore that out, and then we lived with horrendous steps for, I don't know, 2 months. And finally, we painted it, got a nice runner, and I think it turned out stunning. Welcome to our kitchen. This is the side we eat on.
This is actually the 1840 side of the house. It's the oldest original part, and I think it's pretty neat now the way it's set up, because we have an eating area on this side and then the kitchen is on the other. And more than that is that this old side here has all of the old furniture, and it feels like it could be more than 100 years old, where the kitchen has some mixed elements,
modern
new
appliances
and old. So this is probably my favorite room in the house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, when we bought this, the only thing we really had to do was paint. We painted and got furniture for it. We didn't have to do anything else to this room.
I think it's less about the room and more about all the stuff that's in the room. And I think it's really neat how it worked out, how the three major elements in here are all oak. And then you have the step back cabinet. I think that's your favorite, isn't it?
That is. We looked for that for 3 years.
Yeah.
And finally found one.
So this is really comfortable. In fact, a lot of times we'll sit here at the table, and then we have the gas stove there, and that feels nice and warm.
Poof,
so
fire.
It's a great place just to sit and have a cup of coffee and relax. I also like your cabinet there. That's special to you, isn't it?
That's my apothecary. I'm starting to learn about herbal medicines, and I'm starting to accumulate some things.
Yeah. So what I don't know, honestly, between the two, this one is the one that we just picked up.
The Hoosier.
The Hoosier cabinet. But that one was your favorite. Now, I don't know which one you like best.
Okay, it's a tie. I like them both. Well, I like all three of them.
Yeah.
I like old stuff.
Okay.
Which makes it happy I'm living in an old farmhouse. But I love this room too. So this is the cooking side of the kitchen. But actually, if it's just the two of us, we quite often just eat right here at the island. This is our spot.
Yep, every morning. Well, all 3 meals here, actually.
Yeah, actually we do. Now, when the whole family's here, we're everywhere.
So this kitchen went through a couple different phases. I think within the first year we were here, we did a lot of work. We did what, the countertops?
Well, first we painted.
Yeah.
I love yellow. So we paint everything yellow, and then in a short amount of time we put new countertops, put beadboard on the backsplash, and then the latest phase we actually just did a video about last week, and that was adding these beautiful blue touches and charming.
We did the built-ins over the range and around the refrigerator, and some of that is because we got new appliances and the other ones didn't work out. Also, it was not a good setup for a canning kitchen, and if you've seen other videos, Brenda does a lot of canning.
Well, it had the microwave right over the stove. Who designed that? Whoever designed that did not can. So now I have room for all my big pots.
Yeah. So we're done in here. I don't ever have to do any more remodeling in the kitchen.
I don't know. Who knows what I'll come up with. But yeah, we are really happy with how it turned out. Well, as we said, this is the 1840 part of the farmhouse. And it would have been called 2 over 2 because there was 2 rooms downstairs and 2 rooms upstairs, which would have been bedrooms. Now let me take you to my pantry. And I think people in 1840 were a lot shorter. This is the doorway to the pantry. And we did do a video about the whole maker of the pantry, making it prettier, adding shelving. But I really like having a pantry. I know, and compared to new houses, that's a small pantry. A lot of people have these huge walk-in pantries, but for me, that's thrilling. Plus, I have the whole larder and the root cellar in the basement, so it works. Now come on back. There's some strange things about old farmhouses, the way they've been reshaped. And we have a little dog gate right now because we have a 11-month-old pup that still can't be trusted, and that keeps her out of trouble. So this is my laundry room hallway. It's actually the hallway to the back door, but it's also my laundry room. So it's one of the unique things about farmhouses, but it works. This is the downstairs powder room that all the guests would use. And all we really did in here was some painting and accessorizing with chickens. I might have gone a little overboard on the chicken theme, but I had fun in here. So if you turn right when you come in the front door, you end up in our parlor. At least that's what we call it now. I'm not sure what this room would have been in 1880. And this side of the house was built in 1880. So it's 40 years younger than the other side. And this room, all we really did was paint it, put some accessories, some furniture, and we still have a big project to do in here. We've never done the floor. It's still just the subflooring. As soon as we bought it, we pulled out all the carpet, and we just haven't gotten around to putting a floor in yet, but it's on the list. Now the grandkids like this room, mostly because this is where all the games are. So they like coming in here. So this side is the 1880, and I should have mentioned the laundry room and the powder room are also part of the 1880. This would have been the second 2 over 2 that they added to the farmhouse.
So some folks might ask, what evidence do you have of the construction in 1840 and 1880?
Well, in our pantry, there's actually writing on the wall, and they seem to mark things like when they painted, when they built, whatever. And it actually says built 1840, and then it says something like repaired or something 1880. So, and there's also dates down in our larder when they did the 1880 edition. So it's cool how they used to do that. So we need to do that when we do big things like that. Well, there's two rooms we're not going to show you, and that's behind this door. The people before us actually added an in-law suite with a bedroom and a kitchen. And it's not old, for one thing. Plus, one is my office and one is Donnie's office. And right now, they're a disaster, so you don't need to see that.
Well, now as you come up the stairs, you can see straight ahead into my bathroom. Now, naturally, when this house was built, it was not a bathroom. They didn't have any bathrooms in the house. It was just outhouses. So obviously none of this is original. The other big change is we moved in from a suburban house. We had a large bathroom that we shared. Well, there's not a lot of room for bathrooms, so there are two very small bathrooms here on the second floor. I really like this now. Brenda put the design in and I did most of the work. I think it came out great. It has to be really space efficient because it's very small. But I love my bathroom.
Well, this is our bedroom. And when we moved in here, the first thing we did was tear up the carpet. And the floors are old pine floors, but they were beyond refinishing, so we painted them. But I actually like the painted floor. And this room is part of the 1880 house. This is actually above the parlor. So I like this room. Well, you saw his bathroom. This is my bathroom. I got the big one, and that's relatively speaking. So it's right off the bedroom. But really all we've done in here is painted the vanity, and that's it, because it really was okay when we moved in. Just needed a few cosmetic things. Okay, so our bedroom over there is the 1880, but as soon as you cross this threshold, you're back in the 1840 part. So there's the stairs down, Donnie's bathroom, and this is one of the 1840 bedrooms. And the grandkids that stay here, they've actually named it appropriately, the Blue Room. And it is nice because they do have closets. I think when they put the addition of the big great room, they actually made some closets. So there's closet space in these rooms, which is unusual for old farmhouses. But really all we did in here was paint, take the carpet out, and paint the floor. And then look for old furniture to accessorize it with. We kept as many things from our old life as we could. A lot of them didn't fit in the farmhouse, whether it be that because they were big and this is small, or they just didn't fit aesthetically. This is one thing we could use. I made this years ago for Donnie's office, but it works perfectly in the Blue Room. So I was glad we could bring that along. Well, you walk through the door in the Blue Room and you are in the Pink Room. And this is also in the 1840 part of the house. And this room, same thing, we tore the carpet up, painted, and that paint job made a drastic difference in the color. It was very dark, a dark burgundy, and it went to this light pink. So not a lot of work, but a lot of change. Our grandkids love coming for sleepovers. And if you notice, we have lots of pictures of their parents, our kids when they were little. They love seeing pictures of their mommy and daddy when they were young. And most old farmhouses, they went from room to room to room to room. Like the door you just came through is a door from the Blue Room to the Pink Room. This door goes from the Pink Room over to our room. So it's like a big circle around all the bedrooms.
Well, hallways are wasted space.
They couldn't waste a spare inch when they had this. So we love having the grandkids here. And our family's all close. Our kids and grandkids are all within 15 minutes of here.
What I like about the farmhouse is that all the doors, most of them are original, and they kept the original hardware.
Yeah, I would actually like to replace some of the new doors that have been added with old doors and old hardware. That's on the list.
Now we're in the lower level, or the basement level, of the original farmhouse. And this is probably Brenda's favorite room, and I'm really proud of her for all that she's done down here. We have over 650 jars of food that we grew, and Brenda processed and canned it. So we have vegetables and fruit, ready to eat meals. It's amazing. So great job, Brenda. Thank you. And she has an awesome video out there that covers this completely. But there's more. We have another level down. So this is equivalent basement level. We have one level down further that is the root cellar. So up here we keep all the canned items and things like sweet potatoes and other vegetables that like cooler but not cold, and they like average humidity, say in the 40s or 50s. Down in the root cellar, it's 10 degrees colder than this, and the humidity, believe it or not, is in the 90 to 95%. So I'll show you briefly what we have down the stairs. Okay, now we're in the root cellar. You can see the nice bright walls. We whitewashed the walls to help make it more sanitary, and historically that's what they did. It also has the benefit of allowing moisture to move. So that's really what the mortar, it's a lime-based mortar. But anyway, the exciting part is that we have food stored down here. Brenda has all her potatoes on this side and apples over there, and here she has root vegetables like, let me see, like look at this. There's beets. And they're kept in sand, and it's as though they're still under the ground, and they keep for a long time. So we love our root cellar. Now it does have power vents that we put in, and it keeps the air circulating, so we don't have to worry about the ethylene building up, like say from the apples and others. So again, there's a lot more out there on our site of full reviews of our root cellar. So right off the kitchen is the great room. And this room's not very old. It's actually only about 20 years old. But really, this room is essential to our whole extended family being able to use the farmhouse. If we didn't have this room, we wouldn't be able to have family gatherings here, because all the other rooms are really pretty small. So we started to do some renovations in this room, but we're not finished yet. I'd say probably the first thing we did here is fireplace, and this was really made up with faux brick. It was concrete, and it has a gas fireplace in there. So my son and I worked on this and put nice trim on it, and I think we made it much warmer and softer for this room.
Much prettier.
Yeah, yeah. I think that one of the neatest things for me, because I'm interested in the construction, is this. And I give the former owners a lot of credit, because they left the post and beam in place. And this is the structure of the 200-year-old farmhouse. And they did some brickwork in between it, but basically it has these posts and beams all through, and then it has masonry between them. So I thought it was awesome that they left that open so you could see. In fact, it had siding over the original, and you can see the nail holes going up where the wood siding went across. It was a German lap siding. So I really like that. I suspect, though, of all the rooms in the house, we've had one pass through here to make some improvements. Well, I think there's another one coming, and we have some ideas, but we haven't fully nailed it. I think we want to bring out some of the elements of the heavy post and beam construction, and you just have to stay tuned to see where it all goes. This is the other side of the great room, where we have the large farm table. This table I built, we actually had a cottage before we had the farm, and then we sold it, but we had a room in there that we needed a big farm table, and boy, that worked out great because it fits perfectly in the farmhouse. So it's a cherry farm table, and I've got two big wings on either side that make it so that we can put, 12 or 15 people at the farm table. So great.
Well, it works out perfect because lots of time when the family's here, the adults are in here around this table, and the kids are out in the kitchen table, and all the food is on the island. So I mean, it fits our family perfectly.
Yeah. I also built this cabinet here, and this was also in our cottage. I used some flooring from an old building that was torn down in there. And actually in here, this all lifts up, and this was for Brenda to have her electric piano in there so she could play the piano when we were up at the cottage. But this also fits perfectly in the room. And then coming through this room, previously was the garage. Now we modified our garage here to take some room to build. It's a combination grow room and a storage room and a mudroom. And typically this is the way we come in and out every day to the farmhouse.
So this is the mudroom, grow room, storage room, catch-all room. And all these shelves is where I would be putting my plants in the spring. I start them all from seeds. And they all have grow lights. That comes in very handy. And then this is my honey cabinet where we store all of our honey from our bees. I love this, both for the cabinet and for the honey. And this is the door that actually does go to the garage and the outside. And this is the door we do use the most. This is just a storage thing. Actually, we keep everything from the farm stand in there, as well as things to make s'mores. And just lots more shelves for storage. And then our old refrigerator and a freezer. So we get a lot of use out of this small room.
This previously was part of the original garage. The garage was very large, and we needed a mudroom more than we needed the garage. In fact, we don't keep our cars in the garage here because we go in and out, I mean, a dozen times a day. And we don't go to our cars very often. So the cars are kept in the other agricultural outbuildings.
Guess what we keep out here?
Yeah.
My golf cart that I drive back and forth, and his buggy that he drives all over the farm.
Yeah.
So no cars, just buggies.
So at the end of the farm table here in the great room is a really neat picture. It's a painting of the farm from 1963. And if you look at the farmhouse closely, you can see the original part is on the left side, that's 1840, and then the addition, the 1880 rooms, are on the right side. Now, there's nothing there now, but after that they put the addition where the mother-in-law suite on the right side of the house, and the left side is the addition that they put the great room on. So if you look over here, you can see a wagon shed, and that's gone now, and a couple other agricultural pole buildings have been put in its place. And there's the farm. The barn that was built in 1885. Well, this is my favorite room in the house. Cup of coffee, fire behind us, relaxing. It's evening. Another busy day.
Always busy.
But it was fun showing everybody around the house. And it's been an exciting 5 years. We've learned a lot, certainly, being in an old farmhouse. But we feel at home here, don't we?
That was one of the oddest things. It's been 5 years, but within the first day or two of moving in here, we both looked at each other and said, this is really weird. We felt at home, like it just felt like we belonged here and like we'd been here forever. It was the weirdest feeling because, we had just moved in. And terrible as it is, I don't really miss our old home. This just feels like where we should be.
Yeah. Well, as you said earlier, like we kept our memories from there, but
I brought the memories with me, but I didn't need the house.
So we've been thinking about why that is. I think right from day one, we had a lot of family members here and helping us move in and out. And then now we have the farm. It's a family farm, and it's divided up. We have 4 10-acre lots, and our daughter lives behind us in one. Our son owns another lot, but they're here all the time, aren't they?
Yeah, the grandkids love being at the farm.
Yeah, because we have In the agricultural buildings out there, we had some extra space. And it is full of their buggies and carts and bicycles. So there's a lot for them to do here. And
Always.
they live in a neighborhood now, and there's no room for them to drive electric vehicles or bikes around their... You know.
Yeah, and I mean, as much as I love the farmhouse, I mean, I've always wanted an old house. That is really special to me. But the best part is having the family around all the time.
Yeah, yeah. And I love, we have a picnic pavilion in the back, and some of the family members will invite their family with the kids over, and they'll, you know, they've got a grill and out there and fire pit and all. And
yeah, and they know when they come to the farm, they aren't coming to visit us or see us.
Yeah.
They're just coming to hang out at the farm.
Yeah.
They just make
because
themselves
it's
at
their
home.
farm too, you know?
Yeah.
So what about the house itself? How do we, you know, how are you feeling about the house?
I like where it's at. I mean, we've made so many changes and got it to where it's comfortable for us. It's the way we want it. But I'm sure there's going to be more changes. I know there's changes coming in the family room, the great room. But there's always new things. Oh, why don't we do this, do that? But
So are we ever going to be done?
probably not. I don't know. There's always stuff to do. But it is very comfortable. At this point, it is us.
Yeah.
It fits us. It's our personality.
You know, I was thinking we have some antique cabinets and things around, and I was never really one that appreciated or understood antiques before. And
I always liked old stuff.
yeah, but I think I appreciate it now because I have a greater connection with what it took to live in days gone by and how difficult it was. The equipment that they used, the furniture, you know. I have a better...
I can't even imagine what life was like here in 1840. We can get
Yeah.
some snippets, but to really imagine it, we can't.
No. And that translates into how you set your house up, because there's several rooms in your farmhouse now that just weren't there. And we mentioned earlier about the bathrooms, you know. And of course, there's very few closets in a farmhouse. And the kitchen, they weren't kitchens as we know kitchens now. They would have had a wood stove for cooking and a table that they ate at and prepared food at, but they didn't have all the cabinet. They didn't have running water or micro, you know, all the equipment we have. So
I'm glad we live here now.
yeah, yeah. So we'll appreciate the past, but
Enjoy
live with
the modern
today's
stuff. Yeah.
modern, you know.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people thought we were crazy buying a farm at our age, taking on such a big project. But
And we probably were a little crazy, but it's a
yeah.
good crazy.
But we love it. We really do enjoy it. It's been
Yeah, we do.
terrific. And you know, one of the benefits of having a YouTube channel is that we discovered there are a lot of other people out there that share the same dreams and enjoy the same things of being able to grow food for your family and being self-sustaining. So that's been really encouraging.
Your comments mean a lot to us. They really do encourage us, and they help us when you give suggestions, because we are pretty new to this. So we
Yeah.
appreciate every little bit of help we can get.
Yep. Thank you.
So we hope you enjoyed seeing our farmhouse that we love so much, and we'll see you in our next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.